All right, that's great. We're not counting that one. Hey everybody, Paul here with Pretty Good Golf, and in this video I'm going to be testing the Ping G440 Hybrid against the Ping G440 7-wood to see what is the best option for an average golfer like myself. So the plan here is to hit 10 good shots with each club. No matter how many swings it takes, I will let you know at the end, and then we'll compare the data. We'll look at the distance and the spin and the dispersion, and I'll tell you how easy each one was to hit, and maybe we can come up with a conclusion to figure out whether the 7-wood or the hybrid is the better option for the average golfer like me, or maybe like you. But first, let's do a quick comparison of these two. So the hybrid obviously is a little bit of a smaller head. It is 1 degree less loft, so that should maybe be launching it a bit lower and hitting it a bit further. The shaft is a Ping, I'm not actually sure, it's a stiff shaft. It's the same shaft as the 7-wood, except the 7-wood's shaft is about 1.5 inches longer. So I am expecting higher ball speeds with that 7-wood. It has a bit of a deeper head, as you might expect in a fairway wood, and it looks pretty forgiving when I look down at it when I'm about to hit the ball. So I've got the fairway set to about 215 yards there, which is about how far I'm expecting to hit this hybrid, maybe 210 carry, something like that if I strike it well. And I'm gonna hit 10 good shots, no matter how many swings that takes. I'll let you know at the end, and I'll consider a good shot to be within about 25 yards left or right, and within about 10% of my average carry. So I'm gonna say anything above 190 carry within that 25 yards left and right. We'll call those a good representative shot for the average golfer like me. Okay, let's go. Ping Hybrid, G440, 20 degrees of loft, and the Titleist Pro V1, 10 good shots. That was struck well. I think maybe a little off the toe. 3,200 RPMs of backspin and about 209 carry. I'd be very, very happy with that from 250 yards out. A little bit of a fade there. That one carried 202, 133 miles an hour of ball speed, and 4,100 RPMs of backspin. Good result. It's going left. 201 yards of carry, only 2,400 RPMs of backspin. That was a low spin hybrid. That's a little better. Just under 4,000 RPMs of backspin, 132 miles an hour ball speed. I think it was like 206 carry, something like that. That's a better shot. 204 yards of carry at 131 miles an hour ball speed, 37 RPMs backspin, jumps past the cup, that's cool. Rolls out to about 220-ish. Another good one, 207 yards of carry, little fade. I think it was about 4,000 RPMs of backspin. It's a great shot. Interesting, sort of lost balance on that one, but still 202 yards of carry, 130 some miles an hour ball speed, 4,000 RPMs of backspin, 221 total. Kind of starting them a bit left and fading them back towards the pin. That's totally fine. 202 yards of carry, 41, almost 4,200 in backspin at 133 miles an hour of ball speed. Big cut on that one. Just had an open face. That one's, it's fine. 194 yards of carry. Rolls out to 215-ish. That'd be a very good result here, but not my favorite swing. There we go. 208 yards of carry, just under 4,000 RPMs of backspin. Nice descent angle. That kind of stopped pretty quickly on the green for a hybrid. Okay, cool. So that was 12 shots to get 10 good ones. I had 2 that were just like total mishits, probably off the bottom. I'll show you those when we look at the data. They're like 0 degrees of launch. They just were worm burners, but overall, Really liked that. That was a lot less spin than my hybrid. If you check out the video that's linked down below, that's my current gamer giving me like 7,000 RPMs a spin. So 4,000, a way better spin window for a 20-degree hybrid like this one. Okay, so we'll check out the data on that later. Next up, I've got the Ping G440 7-wood. Again, I've never really hit a 7-wood all that much. I hit hybrid quite often with my old Callaway, but this should be good. It's 21 degrees of loft. It's got a longer shaft, so I'm expecting more club head speed, more ball speed, and probably a bit more launch and maybe a bit more spin, but we'll have to let the data talk for itself. So here we go, Ping G440 Max 7-wood, 10 good shots. 210 yards of carry, 136 miles an hour of ball speed. Gonna roll right by, that's beautiful. There we go. Better result, still a goofy swing, but 205 yards of carry, 4,100 RPMs of backspin, rolls out to about 220. That is a high launch. 208 yards of carry, a little bit of a fade. Lands on the green and stops pretty quick. It's a cool shot. I kind of like the 7-wood when I hit it well. Hitting that off the heel quite a bit with this one. I think the longer shaft is making it a little harder to hit, so I'm trying to choke up a little bit to compensate for that, but as you can see there, that was like 15 mils heel and 9 mils low. That's not great contact. That's better. 211 yards of carry, just under 4,000 RPMs of backspin, high launch, steep descent angle helped it stop on the green. That's what that's supposed to do, I think. Come on back, that's not too bad. That's 207 yards of carry, 4,400 RPMs of backspin. Just started it left, otherwise that's not a bad shot. There we go. 211 yards of carry, 3,500 RPMs backspin, 17 degrees of launch. I'm not sure what that looks like. We'll check out the data. I think that's off the toe, but it might be, yeah, that's saved a bit. Just left. 210 yards of carry, 3,200 backspin. That's gonna be because of the toe strike, I think. Come on back. 211 yards of carry, 4,000 backspin. Again, a bit left, but it was fading back towards the middle. Didn't love that, but still functional. 196 yards of carry, 5,000 backspin. I think that must have been a heel strike. At least we'll see what happens when you strike it way out of the heel on a 7-wood. Okay, so that was the Ping G440 7-wood. It took me 15 shots to get 10 representative ones, and I'm gonna say that that's probably due to the longer shaft length and just me not quite being used to hitting a fairway wood as much. I hit hybrids all the time, and so I am quite used to that. So I don't know, in my experience, the 7-wood was more challenging to hit than the 3 hybrid. But let's go have a look at the data. I'll show you all the shots, so including the bad ones first, and then I'll remove those so that you get a representative sample of the hybrid versus the 7-wood. Okay, so here's the shot data. The green one is the hybrid, the purple is the 7-wood. And you can see that there were some pretty brutal shots with both, but the Ping hybrid only took 12 shots to get 10 good ones, where I took 15 swings to get 10 good ones with the 7-wood. Again, I'm gonna count that towards me not being familiar with the 7-wood and just being much more used to hitting a hybrid. But there's some just brutal shots. This one carried 98 yards and had peak height of 0. So we're definitely gonna disable that one, but I'll show you what it looks like, including all the shots first. So here's the comparison of every single shot with the hybrid and the 7-wood. That is a crazy dispersion circle for the hybrid, and that's because there was a 98-yard shot in there, probably some long left ones as well. So honestly, I don't know that this is gonna be helpful, but I wanna show you that that is what the data looks like with everything included. Here's the club data. We can see head speed was definitely lower with the hybrid, so 93 miles an hour versus 95 with the 7-wood. That's gonna be down to the longer shaft length of the 7-wood. there really isn't much useful here with all of those included because there were some really bad shots. So I'm gonna go back into the shots and disable some of those terrible ones. All right, here we are with the 10 representative shots. So the good shots of each. The Ping hybrid is in green and the 7 wood is in purple. You can see already the 7 wood had a lot more height to it, and it did have more ball speed, and that's probably due to more club head speed for sure. It had higher spin at 4,100 RPMs of backspin, whereas the hybrid was only around 38, so quite comparable for being similarly lofted clubs. The 7 wood is 21 degrees and the hybrid is 20 degrees. The hybrid carried 204 yards, but then rolled out to 219, whereas the 7 wood carried 208 and rolled out to that same 219. So you're really getting the same end result. You're just getting it in a different way. You're getting higher launch, 16 degrees with the 7 wood versus 14.5 with the hybrid. And you're getting a little bit more spin. That's stopping that ball faster with a higher descent angle and more spin. So that's kind of cool to see that we had the same exact average of total yardage. We just got to it in different ways. The other thing we can see here is the dispersion circles here. So that purple dispersion circle is the 7 wood, the green one again is the hybrid. And that is probably just down to me hitting some of those 7 woods kind of long and left. And I'm gonna chalk that up to my lack of experience with the 7 wood. Jumping into the club data, we can see again, green is the hybrid, purple is the 7 wood. We had a lot more club head speed with the 7 wood, and that's because it has a longer shaft, 96 miles an hour versus 92.5 with the hybrid. We had dynamic loft was different. So the 7 wood is actually 1 degree higher lofted than the hybrid, but we're seeing almost 3 degrees difference in dynamic loft. And that's gonna have to do with the center of gravity of that wood probably being lower and maybe pushed a bit further back, which is gonna launch that ball a bit higher, which we saw with the ball flight. In general, I had a fade swing going on today, so we see the club path was out to in, 3.5 degrees with the hybrid and 4 degrees with the 7 wood. Sometimes for me, that comes with ball placement in my stance. So the hybrid I'm placing a tiny bit further back, which is reducing that out to in swing. The 7 wood is probably a little closer to my front toe, which is causing me to swing a bit more left on that. So that's kind of to be expected for me. But the results were quite similar. We had a similar strike, so sort of like low in the face, a little bit heely on average. And again, that's just gonna be with my not an expert golfer swing, very average golfer swing going on, so I'm not all that consistent. Looking at the ball data by itself, I would say actually the 7 wood data looks like it's the best for getting you a bit more height, being able to stop on the green a little bit faster, you get a little bit more carry. However, for me in particular, because I'm so used to those hybrids, I could hit that a lot easier. I had a much tighter dispersion circle. I'm gonna hit just as many greens, probably more with that hybrid as I would with the 7 wood. So there we have it. My conclusion for me, my version of the average golfer, is that the Ping G440 hybrid was easier to hit and actually had very similar results in terms of total distance. The 7 wood I found was a bit more challenging to hit, probably because it has a longer shaft. I was getting more ball speed and higher launch, and it would stop quicker on a green, but I had 5 quite bad shots with the 7 wood, versus only 2 bad shots with the hybrid, and that's just gonna come down to me being more comfortable with the hybrid, and also the shorter shaft is probably gonna help me make better contact regularly. And I would love to hear what you thought. So what do you think was the best club for me? Was it the 7 wood or the hybrid? Check out the data. I'm not an expert in this stuff, pretty average golfer. I just find it interesting, and I'll tell you what I think in the moment. But if you have an expert opinion, be happy to hear it, and I love to talk about this stuff in the comments, so please do let me know what you think down there. But anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you like this channel, and if you do, please subscribe. That really helps me, and I enjoy watching the channel grow. But thanks again, and I will see you in the next video.